Well, hello, my friends. I hope you are well. It is another Sunday evening here in the lovely month of March. Can you believe it? We're into March. That means spring sports are beginning, if I'm not mistaken, tomorrow. Many of them will be. Hopefully, the weather will continue to be warmer and at least sunny and dry so that you'll be able to practice and do the things that you love to do. Sure, looking forward to being able to see you guys at some things this spring. And I am glad to see at Altoona they've decided to go to full-fledged, full bore ahead on March 15th, which is an exciting date. I'll be sharing with you why in a few minutes, why that's a big deal. But I'm just so glad that you are here with us. I hope you had a good weekend. I had the chance to go help my daughter move into her from one apartment to a new apartment in Pittsburgh. And my other daughter came over with her husband, and Amy was saying, "Man, my arms hurt." And I said, "Oh, my arms feel fine." And then I started to flex my arms, which I guess I hadn't done all day, and to rub the muscles in them. And I was like, "Oh man, I am sore." I tell you, you move stuff from an apartment, you don't realize how many steps you take. I keep track of my steps, and I normally do 3, 4, 5,000. I did 9,000 steps, and a lot of it carrying a lot of stuff. So I am glad we're not moving soon. I told my wife maybe never, but it was quite an ordeal. But it was still fun to be with everybody and to be able to be together, no matter how hard the work was. But I hope you had a good day yesterday. The weather was pretty decent, and I hope you got to have some fun with your friends. And for those of you still playing sports, continue to do well, especially your friends who are playing on teams that are doing well. So just keep plugging. So I'm so thankful that we have a few minutes together. I don't want to belabor our time, and so let me just share with you some exciting things that we have going on. First off, next week, this is the last official real life meeting, video YouTube thing. We're going to do some other things, and I'll explain that in a minute. But we are going to be going to live in person in Altoona, and we are going to be at Nick Patucci's house starting next Sunday night at 7:30, and it'll go from 7:30 to approximately 8:30, 9 o'clock, depends how much fun we're having and how much we're hanging out. Try to be there on time if you can at 7:30 so we can start. If you're running late though, we still want you to come. So don't worry if you're 15 minutes or a half hour late. We'd rather have you there than miss it all. So come and be with us, and it'll just be so great to connect together at the same time in the same room. So I'm looking forward to that. You need to wear a mask just to keep everybody safe, but other than that, it'll be just like old times. So excited to be with you. That is next Sunday. The other exciting thing I want to tell you is not this Monday, but next Monday, we will be finding out whether or not we got camp spots for our summer trip this summer, and to what facility we're going to be using. Is it going to be in upstate New York, a place called Saranac, or is it going to be a camp called Rockbridge that's down in Virginia? We don't even know what month at this moment. We're hoping that Rockbridge would be June, and Saranac Village, which is in upstate New York, would be probably maybe the second week of July and the third week of July. So those are the two possible facilities, and we've got 4 dates that we asked for, so we're hoping to find out. But I think we're supposed to find out on Monday, so if Monday or Tuesday, as soon as we have that figured out, we have the pricing figured out, we will be sending you a text. Here's the deal. We're not going to have many spots left, and if you've never been to a Young Life property before, you are our first priority. If you've been to a Young Life property before, we still want you to go, but we got to figure out how to fit the bodies, and it's going to depend on how many spaces we can get. So we are so excited if we are able to go. If we're not, we're going to come up with something else that we're going to do more within the area this summer. So very, very important dates. Next, not this Monday, but next Monday and Tuesday, be watching your text messages from me, okay? Hey, the other thing is, we are going to cancel the real life and the Young Life connections, and we're going to just go to TOB Talks. Now, what these are going to be is they're going to be 5 minutes or less, and I'm going to try to knock these out once a week. And the way you'll be able to be part of them is by subscribing to this channel on YouTube, which is Young Life CPA. If you could go ahead and subscribe to that and hit the little, there's like a little alarm clock on the YouTube version of this. Some of you are seeing this on Twitter. Some of you are seeing this on Facebook. But if you go to YouTube, you'll see a little subscribe button and then an alarm button. And the alarm button, the bell, will let you know when these come up. Now, they may not be the same day every week. There might be 2 in a week. There might be a week where we skip it. But this is going to be a way of just communicating with you some thoughts that we have and challenging ideas for 5 minutes or less. So the goal is short. We'll probably even have a stopwatch going the entire time. So try to be a part of that if you can. And you can always watch, you can watch 2 or 3 at a time when they start to back up. So don't worry about that. So we're excited that you're able to be with us, and that's another way for us to connect with you. If you're in Hollidaysburg and you're aware of my daughter Amy and the group that she meets with, talk to her if you want to be a part of that small group and you're currently not. So, hey, the next thing I want to tell you about is give you just another quick preview. It's a different video of what our summer properties look like. This, again, is Rockbridge down in Virginia, but it's a minute long and thought it'd be cool for you to see it. Okay, now I'm breaking the rules. I went backwards instead of forwards because I want to show the beginning of that video again to you. The second scene, when they're coming off the bus, you'll see a bunch of girls waving. That is Hollidaysburg students when we were at Rockbridge a few years ago. I'm going to let you just see it again, and I'll stop it right when that part's over. That's right. Hollidaysburg folks were there, and we're going to be doing this trip. Most likely we'll be together again, Hollidaysburg and Altoona. So it'll be much like it was when we went to Timberwolf back a couple years ago. So excited to share that with you. And again, be subscribing to this channel, and then make sure you hit the bell so that you can be warned when new stuff comes up. The other exciting thing is I just wanted you to know that we are going to begin outside stuff as soon as the weather consistently has broken. So we don't want to do it and have it be 20 degrees out when we meet outside. So we're waiting, but probably the first part of April, right after Easter, probably is when we're going to be able to start being outside consistently. And if we can do it before then, we will. But we're going to do, we'll have pool parties, we'll have all that stuff when it gets warm, we'll have s'mores, and we'll have mountain pie nights, and we'll have all you could eat wings and pizza and all that kind of stuff. We'll do all that this spring and have the kind of times we had last fall and last summer. So we're really excited about that. I wanted to talk a little bit with you tonight about just this idea of, if you've been around Young Life at all, you know that we talk about this person, Jesus Christ, and that he walked on the earth, and he walked through a lot of people and spent a lot of time with people, and in doing so, he had the chance to share with a lot of folks what was going on when it comes to what does it mean to follow God. And at one point, he was talking with a bunch of guys, and these guys, they really wanted him to be king. They wanted him to take over the land back from the Romans. And so they were kind of pushing for him. When are you going to take over? When are you going to make this happen? And so they asked him this question as they were talking to him about what does it mean to please God. They said this. Then they asked him, and I'm going to show you the verse. Here we go. Then they asked him, what must we do to do the works God requires? Jesus answered them, the work of God is this, to believe in the one he has sent. Guys, that seems so simple. Jesus was saying, hey, the people say, what does it require? What work should we do? What laws do we need to follow to get God to be with us, to like us, and to please him? What does it work? What did we have to do? What are the works that we must do that God requires? And then Jesus gives them such a simple answer, at least on the surface. The work of God is this: believe in the one he sent. And that was Jesus. And what he was saying to these people is, you want to know what pleases God? Not what you do, not being a perfect person, not trying to follow all the rules, but simply this: believe in the one that God has sent, which was Jesus. And he said that later in this chapter. This is John chapter 6. Jesus was telling them, it's that simple, guys. You don't have to bench press 1,000,000 pounds, do 1,000 good deeds, do anything like that. All you need to do is believe in Jesus. Now we go, well, wait. That's how you get to heaven? You just believe in, I believe in Jesus. But you also believe in the tooth fairy, and you also believe in, a lot of things. What does believe mean would be the question. If it is believing in the one he has sent, what does it mean to believe? What does that word encompass? And I want to help you to know this, okay? Believing in something at the level that what Jesus is talking about here is not acknowledgement that it could be true. That's acknowledgement. Yeah, that could be true, I guess. I think probably, most likely. See all those answers? Those aren't believe. Believe is when you sit down in a chair, you believe the chair will hold you. And you don't sit down and just, stop right before you touch it and put a little bit of weight on it. When you're at school, you plop into your desk. You plop into your chair. You presume, you believe that it will hold you. Because if it doesn't hold you, what are you? You're totally surprised and in shock. See, belief is when we believe so much that we will put ourselves on the line for it, that we believe that chair will hold us. There's a great old illustration of this guy and he's famous, and I'm not going to be able to remember any names, but he walked back and forth over Niagara Falls. And he did it over and over, and he did amazing stunts in the middle of the falls. And the crowds were gigantic, and then they kind of started to thin because he was doing the same walking back and forth. So they would add additional things, and his manager would come up with thoughts and things he could do. And they came up with this idea of him taking a very, very heavy wheelbarrow full of bricks and taking it back and forth like it was a person in it. And then the acrobat said to his manager, well, hey, do you think I could take a person back and forth in this? And the manager said, absolutely, you're incredible. You're the most gifted person in the world to do this. After you've done the wheelbarrow, I absolutely believe you could put a person in there. And then the acrobat said, okay, get in. See, believing means committing yourself to somebody else's care. Do we believe in the one that God sent? Do we believe that Jesus is God's Son? To believe that would be to get in the wheelbarrow. It's easy to stand with the crowd and go, oh yeah, I believe that. But when asked to get in the wheelbarrow, would you get in? When asked to consider, do you believe in God? Do you believe in God? Yeah, I believe in God. That's a big idea. I believe in that. Do you believe in Jesus Christ and that he was the Son of God? It's a little bit more specific. If you say you believe, friend, what you're saying is I trust that Jesus was God and I believe in him. And that's awesome. If you've said that in your life, then you have what I would call a friendship with God, a relationship with God, a connection to God, which no matter how silly the things are that you do will never separate you from the love of God. But if you're not quite sure if you've made that decision, it's not, the action is not hard, but wrestling with the emotions can be difficult because we have to trust that Jesus knows better for our lives than we do. And I was in high school once, a long, long time ago, and it was hard to think that I was giving up control of my life. But when I looked at my life over 40 years ago, when I looked at my life, it wasn't that great. And I thought, you know what? I trust that God can do this better than me. I trust that Jesus has better answers than what I have. Friends, that's my prayer for you, that you would come to that place where you would trust God. Because what pleases God? What does God require? It's not going to church every Sunday. It's not being the perfect person. It's not never making a mistake. It's none of those things. It's believing in the one he has sent. And friends, I want to challenge you. I believe that that is the most important decision you'll ever make because you know what it'll do? It'll adjust the trajectory of your life and the choices you make. So friends, thanks so much for being with us here tonight. If you want to find out more about this, if you just send me a text, 312-2061, 312-2061. I guess 814, we'll have to do that with Verizon now. 814-312-2061. You call me. FaceTime me. Do whatever you have to do. Text me. Contact me by email or on Facebook. Let me know that you want to talk about this, and I will run through the door to get to you. I mean it. Thanks so much for being here. I'm going to say a quick prayer for us, and we're done. And you have a great week, and look forward to the TOB talks. And also, do me a favor, and if you're in Altoona, try to be with us next Sunday night at Nick Patucci's house, 7:30. Okay, just bring a mask with you. Other than that, just come out and expect to have a good time. Let me pray for us. God, thank you for how you love us. Thank you for each person who has chosen to be a part of tonight. And I ask, Lord, that you would just bless our time and the energy that we put into this. God, thanks so much for Jesus, and as he walked along the earth and he answered questions like, what do we have to do to please God? And Jesus made it very clear. Believe in the one he has sent. And believe is not acknowledge. Believe is trust your life to. Get in the wheelbarrow and trust. So I pray, Lord, that we will trust you that way, that we will honor you that way. Thank you for this time. Thank you for my friends and for all the people who've had a chance to watch this. And pass this along to a friend if you think they could use the advice. Thanks so much, and we hope God be with you soon. It's in your name we pray. Amen. Friends, thanks, and God bless you, and have a great week. Do well in everything you're doing. Take care.